All right, we good? We're good, Mayor?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good evening and welcome to the committee meetings for November 26th, 2024. The elected body, Mayor Kurt Wilson, Councilmember Christine Hall, Councilmember Alan Sells, Councilmember David Johnson, Councilmember G. Lee Hills, Councilmember Sarah Beeson, sorry, I'm jumping around, Councilmember William Morthland. All right, I am Randy Knighton, the city administrator, and joined with City Attorney David Davidson and Deputy City Clerk Michelle Miller. Purpose of committee meetings are for city departments to convey information to the mayor and council and to discuss initiatives listed on the published agenda and provides updates of vital information essential to the operation of city government. And by ordinance, the committee consists of the mayor and council as well as the city administrator who serves as chair of the committee meetings. This is a public meeting, not a public hearing, and therefore while meeting is certainly open to the public, we do not take public comments or questions during committee meetings. Those are received on the second and fourth Mondays of each month at city council meetings, as well as the fifth Monday in open forum. We do encourage residents to engage the online platforms, and if you have questions or need information, please reach out to our staff and team members. The city web service portal is a mechanism to report issues or concerns. And we also encourage everyone to visit Roswell365.com for a calendar of events for meetings and departmental information. There will be the special called budget hearing, originally scheduled for this evening, has been moved to the regularly scheduled mayor and council meeting for December 9th, 2024. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for the committee meetings for November 12th, 2024. We'll entertain a motion. Motion by Councilmember Beeson, second by Councilmember Johnson. All in favor? All right, passes unanimously. And item number 3 is listed on the agenda, approval of the special called committee meeting minutes, November 18th, 2024. We'll entertain a motion. Motion by Councilmember Beeson, second by Councilmember Johnson. All in favor? All right, that passes unanimously. Thank you. Item number 4 is listed under police. Consideration to add the City of Johns Creek Police Department to the current North Fulton Special Weapons and Tactics SWAT Team MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. Chief Conroy.
All right, good evening, Mayor, City Council. This item is a request to enter in an MOU with the City of Johns Creek to join the North Fulton SWAT Team. Presently, the North Fulton SWAT Team consists of Roswell, Alpharetta, and Milton. Johns Creek is presently a part of the North Metro SWAT Team. Due to some logistics there, they're looking to leave that SWAT team and join ours. It will benefit them because they're more regionally, they're closer to our SWAT team up here than they were. The North Metro SWAT team is focused in DeKalb County, so it's far from their home base. The impact, presently, we share costs for a SWAT vehicle, a couple robots, and some training. So our percentage we currently pay 48% City of Roswell. Our share of those expenses will go down to 33%. It's not a lot of expenses. The real benefit for the city will become in their personnel resources. Presently on their SWAT team, Johns Creek has 4 SWAT operators, 4 SWAT tech recon members, and 4 SWAT medics that would be joining our team. And my understanding, they also have some more that will be interested in joining once this move is completed.
All right, thank you, Chief Conroy. Any questions or comments for Chief Conroy? Yes, Councilmember Beeson.
Looking at the actual resolution or the cover sheet for the resolution, I can see the new cost share is 33 for us, 33%, 29% for Johns Creek, 23% for Alpharetta, and 15% for Milton. Just want to make sure that the MOU language gets updated because it says that the cost share is 34% us, 29% Johns Creek, 23% Alpharetta, 14% Milton. So it looks like Milton has a lower percentage in the MOU. We have a higher percentage, and then it's reduced on the summary sheet.
Correct. The number in the MOU is correct. It went through many revisions.
Got it.
And finally made it through after we submitted the item.
It's settled.
The final MOU came through with all the approval from all the legal departments. This will also require approval from Alpharetta and Milton, and Johns Creek will be voting on it to join our, so we're working with 4 cities, so it's somewhat challenging.
Perfect. Completely understand. Just want to make sure the language jibe. Thanks.
Understood.
All right, thank you. Mayor Wilson.
With permission, Mr. Chairman, I motion to move this item forward.
All right, motion by Mayor Wilson, second by Councilmember Beeson. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All right, that passes unanimously. And before we go to our next item, I'll turn it over to Mayor Wilson.
No, I think Christine Hall just walked out, so she is the chief organizer for this special event. It is Tuesday, November the 26th, a notable day in history on many parts, but today we will recognize its historical significance around the birth of one city council member, Sarah Beeson. And with Christine, are you ready? All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sarah. Happy birthday to you.
Christine, you're a pro at this. You're good with the cover. Because I see you flipping through the cover. I was like, what finance item was added to this agenda? You take it like we're adding the budget.
Exactly. Where is it? Did we blow out the candles? Yeah. Okay, man. Phew.
You were blocked.
I was old age.
You already forgot?
Already forgot. Literally.
Thank you, Christine. You're welcome.
My name's David.
Hi, David. Wow. Wow. Oh, that looks so cool. Thank you. Indeed. And Christy, you made these personally.
Yep, I personally made them.
Thank you so kindly.
Dorothy. 30.
Andy Williams from Visit Roswell. He's like, this isn't the picture. I was like, no, he was a comic one in his 40s. He's like, oh, he's like, man, you're only 36. I was like, dude, I do not look 36. He's like, no, that's not what I meant.
You can't win on your birthday.
He's like, I just assumed you were
Mm. Pretty good.
Year were we 36? 98?
Yes. 98. Before Y2K.
Yeah, that was still turn.
when you were 36.
So you're moved to Roswell. Really?
I've been married before, had kids, and after.
Big difference. Big difference. Yeah, 98. What a year.
Okay.
So you're moved to Roswell. Yeah.
I think that's the year Roswell moved to me.
Roswell moved to you in 98. Yeah, that's right.
99. So 99. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Good job, Christine.
Did you share with? Yeah.
We were voluntold to be in Roswell.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
No birthday penalty.
All righty.
Talk Elmig. Let's do it.
We are moving forward in our agenda. Under transportation, item number 5, consideration of a resolution to submit a local maintenance and improvement grant known as LMIG project list for FY 2025 to the Georgia Department of Transportation, and accept the LMIG funding with a budget amendment in the amount of $1,014,741.66 to set up the grant. Director Littlefield.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, happy birthday, Councilman.
Thank you.
A little bit of background on this, the LMIG, which is Local Maintenance and Improvement Grant funding, depends on the Georgia General Assembly's annual budget. For fiscal year '25, Roswell's LMIG allocation is $1,014,741.66. This requires a local match of $304,422.50. That equals 30%, which is by formula what we're responsible for. Eligible projects, LMIG can be used for road resurfacing, intersection improvements, sidewalk installation, connectivity projects, and bridge maintenance. Traditionally, the city primarily uses LMIG funds to resurface heavily traveled collector roads. Local funds are reserved for smaller local roads. We do larger roads with our funds too, but primarily we use the smaller ones. FY '24 LMIG application, staff recommends authorizing the mayor to apply for and use FY '24 LMIG funds on resurfacing. We're proposing Crabapple from Crossville Road to the city limits, and that PCI rating currently is a 43. And then Rucker Road up to the north, which is from Crabapple to Howes Road at a PCI rating of 42. This is the map.
Sorry about that. Here's a map that shows the portions that we would resurface, and we would take Rucker Road into the Alpharetta city limit, or to the Alpharetta city limits. The financial impact, staff estimates the cost of resurfacing the above-listed roads at $1,044,079.06. The matching funds from the city are already available within the approved FY '24 budget. Once the grant is accepted, the city will accept the state funds in the amount of $1,014,741.66 from GDOT. A budget amendment will be needed to accept the funds and establish the grant budget. Any questions with this?
Questions for Director Littlefield? Councilmember Sells.
Is this in 2024 budget year that this
It's,
is recommended?
we're on a difference. They're in FY, I guess they're in actually 25, so that's wrong, sorry.
Or for us,
Yeah.
will it be,
It's our 24 budget, but 6 months, but it'll be our 25 budget that this is done with.
it
The
will-
one that's coming up.
Right,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Councilmember Beeson.
Roughly, do you know the last time that these two sections of roads were paved? About how long do you get out of it?
I would have to look at that information. I don't have it off the top of my head. It depends on how heavily the road's traveled. You know, you can expect 10 years out of a heavily traveled road. But if the subgrade's good, it could go longer.
Okay, thank you.
Councilmember Johnson.
Just to echo that, you know, as we were discussing earlier today, when you have a PCI of 43 on a heavily traveled road, it can be a PCI of 30 and really quick. So
Yeah, we definitely so.
that's why
They
we
get-
want to attack these roads aggressively.
And we did Crabapple basically from the end of Canton Street all the way to 92 this past year, so we would just continue on that same route.
All right, further questions or comments? Seeing none, we'll entertain a motion. Motion by Councilmember Johnson, second by Councilmember Hills. Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All right, that passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Item number 6, as listed on the agenda. Consideration for the mayor and/or city administrator to authorize execution of an intergovernmental agreement and waiver of conflict with the city of Milton to resurface Ebenezer Road.
Thank you again, Mayor and Council. A little bit of background. The FY, or I guess the year 2025 citywide resurfacing list is expected to be approved later this year and includes resurfacing Ebenezer Road. Ebenezer Road spans sections within both the city of Roswell and the city of Milton, public right-of-way. The approximate length is about 1.1 miles, with 0.3 miles residing within the Milton city limits and 0.8 miles within the Roswell city limits. The PCI rating for Ebenezer Road is a 10 out of 100 for one segment of our road, and then it's a 15 out of 100 on another segment of our road. And I'll show you a few pictures of it in another slide. Both Roswell and the Milton City staff support resurfacing the entire Ebenezer Road to achieve better results for both cities. Milton has indicated that even if we don't move forward, they are going to move forward with theirs because theirs is basically the same PCI ratings that we have. Here's a map. If you look down at Cox Road to the bottom right of the screen, that first little segment is in Milton. Then you go into the shaded section, which is the city of Roswell. And then just to the right of Sweet Apple Road, it enters back into Milton. And then where the shaded part ends and the blue begins is basically the Roswell city limits. And then it ends right at the end of it, just kind of dead ends. And there is a new subdivision. It's about fully built out now, but kind of in that Milton section, but to the north. Here's some pictures of the road. And these were taken over a year ago. We spent a lot of money patching this road, as you can see. The cost estimate for resurfacing the sections within the city of Milton is approximately $141,428. And an IGA has been drafted for a maximum of $160,000 for Milton's portion, and that's just to cover any bid changes in the bid prices from this past year to next year. Actual compensation will be based on unit prices for work completed with staff from both cities jointly monitoring the project. So basically, they'll pay for every tonnage of asphalt that they use, portions of the mobilization, portion of the traffic control, things like that, striping. The estimated cost for resurfacing Roswell's portion of Ebenezer Road is $290,000 and would be funded by Roswell's resurfacing program. And Roswell is responsible for a larger share of the resurfacing costs since most of Ebenezer Road lies within our city limits. The IGA will provide 100% of the funding required to repave the sections of Ebenezer Road within the city of Milton's right-of-way, estimated to be $141,428 to a maximum of $160,000. And upon approval, budget of revenue and expenses in the amount of up to $160,000 will be available in Project 90001, which is a citywide resurfacing project. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. Questions for Director Littlefield, Councilmember Morthland.
With the two projects that we just talked about, is there a way of wrapping this into those projects and potentially getting a better price?
It is going to be in our resurfacing package, so it would be in the large thing, so we would get a good price.
Since this is just such a small stretch, I'd hate to miss that opportunity of wrapping it all together.
And that's why Milton's going with our project, or ours, as opposed to us going with them, because we have typically a bigger resurfacing package than they do. And so typically we would get the better price.
All right, thank you. Further questions or comments regarding this item? Okay, seeing none, we'll entertain a motion. Motion by Councilmember Johnson to move the item forward. Second? Oh, second by Councilmember Sells. Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Passes unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is listed under administration, item number 7, consideration of a resolution of the City of Roswell, Georgia, the city, authorizing participation in an amicus brief in the Chang versus City of Milton appeal. I'll turn that over to our counselor, Chief Legal Officer, Mr. Davidson.
Thank you, Randy. So the city of Milton had a lawsuit where a young man, a student at Yale, left the road and hit a planter, but it was actually a tractor tire that was filled with cement and then filled with soil and made into a planter. It was not in the lanes of travel. It was off the road, but it was within the right-of-way. A jury found against the city of Milton and entered a judgment for $30 million, $32 million. Recently, we've had a case where a gentleman left the road, hit 2 brick mailboxes, killed himself, his daughter, and their dog. We won ours because he had left the lane of travel. So there's kind of a disparity here. Ours were mailboxes, this was a brick planter. So the ramifications of the judgment against the city of Milton obviously are very large. The city has subdivision signs in our rights of way right now. We have fences in our rights of way right now. Utility poles are in our rights of way right now. And we're required to allow the utility poles in our rights of way. So some of these, some of the ramifications of this judgment could be very detrimental to the city. So it's my recommendation that we join in with the city of Milton and submit the amicus brief.
Essentially, we would be a friend of the court, if you will,
Right.
in this particular proceeding. Milton, after the award, as I understand it, they appealed to the Court of Appeals. The judgment was upheld, and they are seeking to be heard by the Georgia Supreme Court, which has, as I understand it, discretion to hear this case, but they're not sure that it would be heard. I would mention also that a number of other cities, as I understand it, have joined as friends of the court, if you will, understanding the potential implications for all cities and or counties that could be faced with a similar type incident if it occurs. And then this potential judgment would be, I'm sure, applicable to any future type cases or incidents with general facts that are common to this matter. So, Councilmember Sells, I'm sorry, I believe.
Are you going to write the amicus brief?
No,
You want
we'll
one?
participate and sign off on it, but we probably will not write it ourselves.
Is there any city municipality that is not part of this?
No one has said no to my knowledge, but not everybody has agreed yet. I think GMA and ACCG will probably join also, because it's a damaging.
I mean, Georgia Power must have had litigated this a million times.
Correct.
So this is a one-off.
As far as I know, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Councilmember Hills.
Help me out. What does it mean to be a friend of the court? What is that?
Basically, it's just a separate brief that will be submitted to the court, giving arguments on why it's detrimental to uphold the Court of Appeals ruling and not hear this. Legal reasons, financial reasons, obviously, and it would be damaging to governments throughout the state.
It's for people who aren't a party to fight, to weigh in for one side or the other. So it's a third-party opinion.
Yeah. Any further comments or questions? I did want to mention, of course, obviously this was a very tragic incident, and certainly want to acknowledge the earth-shattering nature of this from a personal level for that family who is involved and for that young student who, by all accounts, was a high-achieving, civic-minded young man. So just want to state that for the record as well. Yes, Councilmember Beeson.
I'm kind of familiar with amicus briefs or amicus briefs. I don't speak Latin. With this situation, with us signing on, it doesn't inherently implicate us in any way or we carry any risk or burden with it. It's just signing on as in this case, a third party that says that we feel very strongly that the court should favor one way or another, correct?
That's correct. We're just saying, hey, here's our take on this matter as a disinterested third party.
But if the
We are
case is
interested,
decided a
right.
certain way, it will implicate us in the future. Okay, understood, thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments or questions regarding this matter? Not, we'll entertain a motion to move this forward to the December 9th meeting. Motion by Councilmember Hall, second by Councilmember Johnson. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All right, that passes unanimously. Thank you very much. That does conclude the committee meetings for November 26, 2024. With that, we'll entertain a motion of adjournment. Motion by Councilmember Johnson, second by Councilmember Beeson. All in favor? Passes unanimously. Have a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you to Councilmember Hall and to the mayor for the birthday
Happy birthday, Sarah.
felicitations. Thank you.
Have fun tonight. It's crazy night.
So